What does it do, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Scotty Says. I am your host, and welcome to episode 114. 114, my folks. And this is a special holiday edition episode. It's Christmas time, and in keeping with the holiday spirit, I got you something. Stick around to the end of the episode. I hope you like what I got for you for Christmas. But, all I want for Christmas is, a playoff appearance by the Rams. Playoffs, postseason, my folks. That's what I'm looking for. And after the Rams went on the road out to the Meadowlands of Jersey, and after they grounded the Jets and their quarterback COVID it's looking more and more likely that I will get my Christmas wish, a postseason berth for the Rams. In fact, as we speak right now, the Rams sit as the 3 seed. Were the playoffs to start today? But of course, as you know, they do not. In fact, now, the Rams, 2 more games to play now. 9-6, and sitting in the 3 seed as we speak. But the Seahawks right on the Rams' tail, right? And, 2 more games to play. The Rams play Cardinals, who were just eliminated, courtesy of the Panthers, and the Seahawks to close out the season. And will that game be all or nothing, or will it be meaningless? Well, we'll see, because the Seahawks play day after Christmas, Thursday night football against the Toothless Bears. And I wonder if the Bears can gnaw on them a little bit. Well, it'll be cold out there, I imagine. A little rainy, perhaps, if I got the weather forecast right. And so we'll see how it plays out there. But either way, the Rams control their own destiny. And all they got to do, as we have discussed, is, win their final 2 games, and they're assured, pretty much guaranteed, the 3 seed. And it looks like, were the postseason to start today, it looks like the Rams and the Packers would be the first round matchup at the Palace in Inglewood. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Now, first of all, I want to spend a little bit of time just talking about what happened out there in the Meadowlands. And it was almost as if the radio control tower was being contacted and quarterback Rodgers was in the cockpit. Control, this is QB1 Rodgers. Clear for takeoff. Over. And the tower was like, QB1 Rodgers, that's a negative. In fact, we're going to come get your ass out the cockpit. We need you up out of the cockpit, Rodgers. But the way the Jets operate, Jets, stink, stunk, the way they operate, they might very well bring COVID back next year for another run at mediocrity. But that's for them to deal with. It was a no-fly zone for COVID and the Jets. And honestly, the Rams, their offense didn't look too spectacular either. This is really what I want to address, my folks, in this episode. The point I want to get to. I've been, there's a narrative, and I've been hearing the various talking heads, the pundits, the lemmings, the ferret, Neander, the rest of them, and the Muppet. I've been hearing them And the narrative du jour seems to be, well, the Rams can win in a lot of different ways. This proves the Rams can win in different ways. Look at how the Rams are winning in different ways. And see, that's why you come here, my folks. That's why you come here, and that's why I come to the outskirts of the city, to bring you the real. And so, you know what's really funny about that narrative about the Rams are winning in all these different ways? Is it's bogus. The Rams are actually winning in the exact same way. And they're all missing it. And so I want to let you in on it. It's the holiday time, and it's a festive, joyous time of year. And so, as in past episodes, I've discussed at length the Book of McWonder. We talked last episode, in fact, quite a bit about my discovery, my principle, the 25-30 principle. And as you know, I've been encouraging, I've been exhorting, I've been sending unsolicited advice to the emperor, the king, the head man at the palace, to Coach McWonder, trying to get him to become aware, to recognize, to embrace, to understand the power of my discovery. And that is the 25-30 principle. And you, if you've seen any of my past episodes, you know about the principle. Well, you probably also then know that it is the new golden rule. I like to say it's not magic, it's math. And it's golden, and it works seemingly every damn time. And do you know that whenever Coach McWonder, the coach of the Rams, whenever he employs my principle, did you know, were you aware that this man wins every damn time? Every time, my folks. And so, at 1-4, I came here to the outskirts, and I said on video the Rams would not make the playoffs, and I said it's not because of injuries. It's not because of lack of talent. The narrative. That was the narrative. By the cult of McWonder. They send out a conveyor belt of narratives, you see. And I said they won't make the playoffs because the coach refuses to embrace fundamental principles, foundational principles. And I found a formula. I found a recipe. I found a remedy. I discovered it in the numbers, and I tested it over and over, and it worked, and it held up. And once I was certain, I came here to the outskirts, and I started to broadcast. I'm talking years ago now. I started to broadcast. And I said, Coach McWonder, just try my discovery. Just try the 25-30 principle. Just try it. And I promised him. I guaranteed him. I assured him. If you try it, you will win. Every damn time. I told him every damn time. And for years, I came here and I used sarcasm and biting humor. I tried to preach and cajole. I ranted and I raved. I used various methods, and it seemed as though it was just a message floating in a bottle on an ocean that seemed eternal and endless. And then, my folks, what happened? The Rams have won 4 consecutive games. Now, 4 games in a row. And they say, look how they've won in so many different ways. Look, they won, they put up 44 points, like a spectacular offensive display against Buffalo. And then look, they only mustered 12 measly points when they eked out a win in rain-soaked San Francisco. Look at how they win in different ways. No, my folks. What they're missing, those in the cult, on the conveyor belt, the lemmings, what they're missing is that the coach of the Rams is employing my 25-30 principle every game. 4 games in a row. He's done it now 4 games in a row. And he's won 4 games in a row. Hashtag not a coincidence. And so the Rams aren't winning in all these different ways. Au contraire. In fact, they are winning the same way. They are employing the 25-30 principle each game. See, look beneath the surface. It's not the number of points or the number of yards. It is meeting both metrics, employing balance, being fundamentally sound, controlling the ball game. That's what they're doing every game in this 4-game winning streak. They're winning the exact same way. Yes, it looks different and the score is different, but you know what's the same? Dubs. L's and dubs, dubs and L's. Which one did you get? Dub, 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 dub. 4 in a row. Dub, 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 dub. That's what you're getting. 4 games using the principle, 4 victories in a row. This can go on now. This doesn't have to stop. I've been telling him now for years. Just keep doing what you're doing now. I coined an acronym because he loves acronyms. You dig? I coined Less Big, LSBYG. Let success be your guide. Less Big. You are having success right now, coach, using the 25-30 principle. Now, I feel like somebody should send me at least 1 hard-boiled egg. Don't you agree, my folks? I mean, some little bit of credit. I know how it works. It's a cold world. But that's okay. That's okay, because I know that Coach McWonder, you were floundering. You were suffocating in a sea of mediocrity. You didn't know from game to game what you were going to get except erratic, unmoored, unsound principles. And you could get away with that. Your shtick could get you over against the bottom-feeding teams, but you're gonna have problems with the big guys playing like that. And we can go back, to the golfer years and now with Matty. But here's the point I want to make. By the time they got to that 5-12 Super Bowl defense season, the Rams were floundering. The coach was off his game, and I get it. He's a young guy, and he got married, and he's got a kid, and I get all of it. A lot of wealth and power and prestige and opportunities. And I get it. I'm sure it could be dizzying. But But you found your way now, coach. Just keep doing this. You will be unstoppable. Please believe me. You can ride this formula all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know what will happen against Mahomes and them, because they seem to have an extra gear of magic. And, I'm bringing math and they got magic, so I don't know. But you can ride your way right on through the NFC to the Super Bowl. Follow the principle. 25 run plays minimum. 30 pass plays maximum. And you can build that into your game plan however you like. Formations and personnel groupings, motion, whatever you want to do. It's fine. But that has to be your bedrock, your core. Anchor it, your game plan, to the principle, and go on and get to the bowl now. I've been telling you this for a long time. But now it seems like he hears me. By George, I wonder if he's gotten it. We'll see. Because what a waste it would be to win 4 in a row using the principle and then deviate and lose. Why would you do such a thing? It would be McFoolishness. Keep doing what you're doing, coach. Keep doing what you're doing. And you see the byproduct of it. When you cap your quarterback throws to 30, you restrain the poltergeist, you dig? And Matty hadn't had a poltergeist experience in weeks until this last game. They got him. The poltergeist came and got him this past game. But, and to be fair, Matty he has been living off the ghost of Tart for a long time. These several weeks now, he keeps getting Tart reprieves. Well, they finally held on to one. They were like, no, this is not going to be a Tart day today. Bring this poltergeist on down. But you restrain that malevolent one when you cap your quarterback to 30. You know what else you do when you cap your quarterback to 30 pass attempts? You reduce the amount of pummeling and punishment that your quarterback takes. All those hits. Matty doesn't need all those hits at his age in the game. You know what else you do? When you cap your quarterback throws to 30, I'm just giving you game now, my folks. It's the Christmas special. The other thing you do, you reduce the likelihood of sacks. You notice now, the Rams haven't allowed a sack. 4 games, I believe, that correspond with the win streak. No sacks, no punishment. Matty, we'll get to the numbers shortly. Matty had 19 pass attempts this game up against the Jets. Stink, stink, stunk. 19. Huh? My George, I think he's got it. Go ahead on, McWonder. 1 horrible egg, I think, would be appropriate, though. At least 1. Many times, though, the discoverer, the innovator, he gets no love until he's gone away. I've heard that saying, good man is never honored in his own time. Or something like that. I still could use that egg, though. But at any rate, my folks, I have waxed poetic long enough. Let's go ahead and get to an abbreviated game analysis. Now, the Rams had no new inactives of note, but they welcome back an oldie but goodie, Tyler Higbee. The Higman is back, and he made his presence known. Welcome back, sir. The Rams starting tight end is back, and all of the other tight ends, Colby the Friendly Ghost, and Hunter, the Hunter Long, and even Cousin Allen, they all seemed very happy and excited. I mean, the whole team, everyone did, when he scored at the end of the game or towards the end. But Higbee gives you at tight end a dynamism that you sorely lacked. You had it with Bryce Hopkins, but I don't even want to go into that. That is water under the bridge now, isn't it? So now you've really got your locked and loaded starting 11 on offense. Matty from the D, your future bound Hall of Fame quarterback, Kyren Williams. If K. Will can stay healthy and keep his mind right, K. Will get to the Hall too. K. Will is a baller. I like his edge and his desire to want to be great. And so you got a great quarterback tailback combo there. I've told you on multiple occasions that I like this wide receiver room. The Puka Soup, the Demarcus Robinson, Puka Nacua, Super Cooper Kupp. I like that. I think that's the best wide receiver trio. Now, I've said that in the past, and the reality is Soup is slowing way down, it seems like. But it's not just the catches and yards. It's the know-how, the wherewithal. And then he's such a willing and able blocker. Valuable piece to your offense. And it's not just Soup who isn't getting the numbers. I mean, the Demarcus Robinson, D-Rob, has almost disappeared, and he got dinged up, and, he pops up here and there with a big catch. But even Puka, Puka didn't even have 60 yards this particular game. But that's not the point. The point is dubs. And by by capping the number of pass attempts, you have so many benefits that, in addition to all the other things, you get the victory. And so I hope that the receivers are all, and everybody on offense, including Matthew Stafford, Matty, because Matty had 19 pass attempts, as I mentioned. That's a low that I know of at for sure this year. I remember McWonder would have 49 pass attempts and 13 runs. I've seen him do it. He did that against his Dada, and Father Shanahan whooped him good. Father had 26 runs and 26 passes, and McGenius had 49 passes and 13 runs, and Father whooped him good. And I kept saying, you don't have to chuck it all over the yard to put up points, to get dubs. Now you see. That's the similarity. That's the common thread that runs through all four of these games on this win streak. Now you see. Whether you score 12 points in a monsoon, or whether you score 44 on a fast track at the Palace in a shootout, whether you're playing at the Dome in New Orleans, or whether you're out on the road in the elements in New Jersey, wherever you are, the 25-30 principle will produce for you. And you can put up 44 points and cap your quarterback to 30. We saw him do it with Buffalo. Yes. He met both metrics of the 25-30 principle against Buffalo, put up 44 points and won a shootout. You see? Do you dig, my folks? So, I hope the message has gotten through now. And it's clear and it's in the skull bone membrane for Coach McWonder. And so we've got the starting 11 locked and loaded now. From left to right on that O-line, it's consistent now. You got Alaric Jackson, you got Steve Avila, you got Bo Limmer, you got K. Dotson, you got Havenstein. From left to right, you got Tyler Higbee as your tight end. We've talked about your skill positions, and so that's your starting 11 and 11 personnel. And I am committed to giving you an abbreviated game analysis, and so I'll really only look at the Rams' opening drive of the Jets game. And I want to pick it up. Now, the Rams had already had 3 plays on their opening drive. 2 were runs, 1 was a pass. And so now it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 after an incompletion. It was a pass to the tight end, I believe, got batted down. It was 2nd and 10. And they're in the gun. And McGenius runs out of the gun. And I love when he does that. Because for so long, when he went to the gun, he was throwing, and that was just it. Like, I'm hell-bent and determined. I'm in the gun. I'm chuck it. But now, by employing the principle now, diversifying his play calling game plan now, he's running out of the gun, my folks. I love it. And that's where we'll pick up here. He's running out of the gun. K. Will, 7 yards. Nice. It's 3rd and 3. And they're still in the gun. Now, remember in the book of McWonder on 3rd down, McWonder was determined, hell-bent on throwing on 3rd down. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 4, doesn't matter. 3rd down, chuck it. Well, it's 3rd and 3. He's in the gun. 3rd and 3 in the gun. He runs. Coach McGenius runs out of the gun on 3rd and 3, 1st down. And I was like, oh, I see what you're doing, Coach. And I like it. And that was that early on, that right there, I had a feeling. I said, oh, he's going to be on principle today out here against these boys. And he was. And Matty moves under center. And you know, I've often said, now I like when Doc is under center. But McGenius is blending it, using it nicely, going from gun to under center, a good percentage. I don't have the percentages. I would speculate a guess. He's probably got Matty under the center about maybe 65% of the time, something like that. And then he maybe 60. And then he uses pistol and shotgun, and every now and then he'll use empty gun. Oh, that's when I feel a little trepidation, but I digress. So, 1st down, K. Will for 7. And then you hand it to him again. K. Will for 8. 1st down. That's big, man. And he does. He gives it to him again, and he pops off 9. And so you see, he went for 7, and then for 8, and then for 9, back to back runs. This is how you do it. This is how you control a game. This is how you set the tone. This is how you win. And I'm thinking, man, just keep doing what you're doing, because I believe you came out here to win this ball game today. And he gives him another tote and another one, and it's another 1st down. And I'm like, look at this. 5 consecutive runs. And K. Will has to go off to the sideline because he needs a breather. 5 straight runs. 1st down, and you are marching on them. So now Deuces checks in. And so it's been 8 plays so far. 2 passes, 6 runs. That's what I'm talking about. And so Deuces checks in, and McGenius tries to do a little quick out to Puka, and it doesn't get him anywhere, right? And so it's 2nd and 10 basically, and then Deuces gets a tote, and he gets 3, right? And then it's 3rd and 7, and Deuces is in the backfield, and he is McWonder. I mean, so he's throwing, and damn, whoa! I mean, it was Matty. I mean, it was damn near a pick 6 right then and there. I was like, Matty, but they dropped it. They tarted it. They couldn't hold the haunted gift. The poltergeist strike is dropped away. And I'm like, man, Matty must be living right. Because they keep tarting, they keep dropping. Well, as we were to find out, that streak was going to come to an end. You keep playing with the poltergeist, and the poltergeist will strike your ass. And so, fortunately, after that near miss, the Rams have to punt the ball away. But I wanted to highlight that drive, that opening drive, because it really set the tone in my mind for what was to come. And on that drive, even though the Rams didn't score, the Rams chewed up a good amount of time, and it's like body blows. They take hold, they take effect, they wear the opponent down, and they'll feel that in the 4th quarter. And the Rams, 11 plays on that opening drive, 7 runs, 4 passes. And I like that ratio. And I'm thinking, you do this today, coach, and you're going to walk out of here with a dub. And that's exactly what he did. And so I want to keep my commitment to you for this holiday episode. I want to go ahead and wrap the game analysis up here, other than to say that I really was glad to see Higbee, the Hig man, get in on the fun. And really, the game was tied until Higbee got that touchdown in the 4th quarter, and that was the difference. And so it was great to see the joy and celebration, because it was a wicked hit and an ugly injury. And so it's good to see him back and to have him back. And Coach McGenius said the Rams came out of this game clean, no new injuries, and that's great. And so you got your starting lineup set. And let me say here now also, big ups to the defense, because aside from Coach McGenius playing the right way with the game plan on the offensive side, that defense, as I've said in numerous episodes, they are coming. And I want to give a shout, because I focus on the offense, but I have to give a shout out to the defense, to those rookies, Jared Verse, V8, and Fisk, to B. Young, Quentin Lake, to Hoyt, Rose Boom, to McCullough. I don't want to leave anybody out, and there's plenty of guys to the conductor, Kobe Durant. Okay, so the team is coming together at the right time. The injuries seem to be more or less behind them, and most of all, above all, Coach McGenius is playing it, calling it the right way. He's following the principle. You're welcome, Coach. And game balls. Well, first of all, I gotta give a game ball to the bell cow now. Kyren Williams, 23 more carries this game. 29 the game before, and 29 the game before that. Ice up, son. You remember that? Old time That was an old time saying that definitely got into the lexicon. I think about some of the old time players, like remember the chain snatcher Aqib Talib? Oh boy, I mean, I would imagine he would have a hard time playing in today's league with all these guys with these glittering chains. The chain snatcher wouldn't be able to control himself. But I digress. Game ball, Kyren Williams, 23 carries, 122 yards. I believe that's a career high for the young man. 5.3 yards a pop and a touchdown. Game ball, sir. I want to give a game ball to the aforementioned Tyler Higbee. Now, he only had one catch, but it was a big one. Touchdown. And it broke the game open. But just to see the energy, the love, the joy that the team surrounded him with, to see him back out on the field doing his thing. And that was a nice move. He took the catch in the flat and made a move, put his foot in the dirt, turned it up, and then went horizontal Superman style and made his way across the pylon. Touchdown. So, game ball, Tyler Higbee, welcome back, sir. And finally, I want to give a game ball. I want to give a game ball to this fellow because, well, first of all, I neglected to give him one the previous game because I was so focused on some of the other guys. But I want to give him a game ball, not just for the last game, but for this game as well. Game ball, Joshua Carty. Let's give him a game ball. The game before against them damn Niners, Carty was the sole scorer in the game. He provided all the points for the Rams. 4 for 4 on field goals, 12 points. The Rams win 12-6. And then this game, Carty, 2 for 2. Again, out in the elements. 2 for 2 on field goals. Points were at a premium. The Rams only put up 19. Now, granted, he did miss one extra point. I will admit that. But 2 for 2, 7 points. Long one was 48, I believe. Out there in the cold, they say the rock, the football, they call it the rock. The football, they said it felt like it was a rock. Is what I'm trying to say. But game ball, Carty, we need a reliable kicker moving into the postseason, and it seems like we have that in-house. And so now, let's get to the meat of it. The numbers. Let's apply the principle. Yeah, man. Because this is my great discovery. I'm proud of it. I love to see every week how it holds up and it works and it does again, yet again, still undefeated and still golden. The new golden rule. Let's apply the 25-30 principle. Well, let's start with the victors, of course, the Rams. Matthew Stafford, Matty from the D, 14 of 19. Oh, damn, what? 14 of 19, my folks. 19 pass attempts, no sacks. The man was not pummeled. The man was not sacked, no grazing on Jersey turf. And he threw for 110 yards, which is probably one of his lowest outputs of all time. But we got the dub, and that's what matters. And I'd much rather see this than to see what I was getting from McWonder and Matty in the past. Thank you. One touchdown, one poltergeist strike. And he's been living good because he should have had several others, but he only is officially credited with the one. And so, the Rams meet the first metric with ease. 19 pass attempts total. Check. Ding, ding, ding. Let's look at rushing. K-Will, well, we mentioned him. He gets a game ball, 23 carries. We already know his numbers. Blake Corum, deuces. 5 more carries. 5 more carries. That's 28 right there. Ding, ding, ding. Check. Once again, Coach McWonder has applied both metrics of the principle to his game plan. Once again, the coach has met the criteria for the mathematical magic that is the 25-30 principle. Once again, the coach has met both metrics, and once again, as I promised, as I guaranteed him, as I assured him, once again, he wins. And still undefeated. The new golden rule in effect. Less big, coach. Let success be your guide. Keep doing this. That's all there is to it. Just do it. All right. So let's just take a quick glimpse back over these last 4 games before we look at the losers. Let's look at these last four in a row, just to highlight my point. Now, we just went over what the Rams did in meeting both metrics of the principle this time. But let's go back one game against San Francisco. How did the principle apply? The Rams only had 12 points. This time they only had 19. But against San Francisco, they only had 12 points. 27 passes, 38 runs. That's a plus 11 balance differential, check and check. Green lights on the board. In the San Francisco game, met both metrics, won the game, 12 points. The week before that, Buffalo, 30 passes. He capped it. He did not go over the magic limit. He stayed at 30. And runs, 42. Check and check. Green lights on the board. He had a plus 12 balance differential against Buffalo. The game before that against New Orleans, 21 points that game. Buffalo, he put up 44. New Orleans, he put up 21. They had 24 pass attempts. Plus, 2 sacks. 2 sacks that game. That was the last game they were sacked. So that's a total of 26 pass attempts. 26 pass attempts, 27 runs. A plus one balance differential. And so you could see every week now from the New Orleans game, he's met both metrics. Every week he's won, even though the scores wildly fluctuate. He might score a lot of points. He may only score a few. That's beside the point. All dubs are beautiful. All dubs are 10s. We already know this. Now, let's look at the losers. The JETS stink, stank, stunk. Aaron Rodgers, COVID toe. 28 of 42. COVID 42. Plus a sack. They were sacked. So they had 43 pass attempts and red X. Nope. And we can look at the rushing, but they already out of compliance. Let's look at the rushing numbers. Hall 14. 19 total runs. 19 total runs. And they meet neither metric. They fail on both counts. Red across the board. And they fail. And they get the L on their heads, as they deserve. And so, my folks, what I want to give you for Christmas is a shortened episode. And try as I might, they still end up becoming epic, don't they? But at this point, all I want to ask from you, all I need for you to do for Christmas is throw me one of these, huh? Throw me one. Please like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And do you see the power of the principle? And until the next one, which you know won't be long from this one because we got to come back on the other side, the Cardinals game, to chop it up and see where everything stands. And so, I want to wish you all a very happy holiday season. And may I say, like an angel from above, Merry Christmas to all and to all. One love.